There is not one, but two countries that are witnessing mass protests. The demonstrations are being carried out in support of the European Union. And at the epicenter of these movements are the countries of Romania and Georgia. Romania's top court on Friday cancelled the presidential runoff election that was scheduled to be held on Sunday. The statement read, and I'm going to quote from it now, "The court has decided to annul the entire electoral process for the election of the President of Romania to ensure the correctness and the legality of the electoral process." Romanian President spoke after the annulment of the presidential election by the Constitutional Court and said that Romania will remain a solid and secure NATO ally.
I say this for the EU. Romania is and remains a safe, solid and a pro-European country. I say this for NATO. Romania remains a strong and reliable ally.
While the country's far-right leader, Calin Georgescu, who topped the first round of the presidential election, claimed that the country's democracy was under attack and termed it, and I'm quoting that, coup d'etat.
Today, the Romanian state has taken democracy and trampled it. Today's Constitutional Court decision is more than a legal controversy. It is basically a formalized coup d'etat. The rule of law is in an induced coma, and justice, which is subordinated to political orders, has practically lost its essence.
In the first round of elections last month, far-right leader Calin Georgescu established a comfortable lead. The result has many people worried that he might win the presidential elections, putting a pro-Russia leader at the helm of affairs in Romania. His rising popularity has also raised concern over Romania's future with EU and NATO. But with elections now scrapped, political uncertainty has increased for the country. The decision comes amid allegations of election interference by Russia and a wave of protests and rallies in the country. On Thursday, thousands rallied in support of the pro-European presidential candidate just days ahead of the now scrapped presidential runoff. Many were seen waving European flags and chanting slogans of freedom. Let's now talk about Georgia, where thousands took to the streets in the capital of Tbilisi, demanding that the government resume the process of gaining a European Union membership. The ruling Dream Party had suspended talks on accession to EU last week, and that decision triggered mass demonstrations and rallies outside the parliament. In Georgia, elections are long over. Even though the opposition has been contesting the result for weeks, the ruling party continues to make waves. Leaders from several opposition parties are actively involved in the pro-EU protests, which have entered the second week.
Protesting here that these people who declared themselves as the government and the parliament have basically stolen elections and hijacked our nation in favor of our occupier, Russian Federation. So basically this is an occupying regime, and we are protesting against this occupying regime.
If we want freedom, we need to fight for freedom. So it is dangerous to be here, but it is worth it.
Thousands are urging the government to resume the membership process for the EU after the Dream Party suspended talks till 2028. Now, the ruling party has repeatedly been accused of pro-Russia, in fact, of being pro-Russia. The latest stance has many opposition parties and their supporters worried about Georgia's collective identity. For a few years now, many have been batting for a more substantial European identification, and accession to EU was a step in that direction. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.